Well, when I look really back early on, of course, I was very fortunate to have really strong female career women in my family. So two of my aunts on my father's side were maiden aunts. You know, they didn't get married, but they both had careers, and one was born in the Great War, so 1917. I was also very fortunate because my godmother, who is also my mother's cousin, was an eminent doctor. She worked for the World Health. And so I was very used to seeing women who travelled the world and who were in business. I think it would have been impossible going back into the 1970s not to have had a sponsor. You had to be recognised, and I set about getting recognised. All my sponsors were male, which is not surprising in those days, but without their help and their support, then I wouldn't have been noticed, whatever I'd done. I would say the pivotal moment came later when I had my own business, and I looked around to where the other female leaders were, and I found them. But like me, they knew of each other, but they didn't know each other. That was a very, very key moment for me in finding the purpose to take things forward. I think really the important thing is to be available so that you're visible to the business. You listen carefully to what people around you are saying. And when you run two organisations like I do, you need to be able to prioritise. And I think that's all very important if you're going to support people to be the best they can be. I tend to actually let people in at the deep end. So I give them accountability, I empower them, and I let them get on with it. And then I watch from the side. I make myself, as I said before, very available to people to come and talk to me, but I like people to be able to make their own decisions and choices. And quite often when people will come to me when they're new to the organisation, they'll ask me what I would do, and I simply hold a mirror up and say, well, what would you do? And then give them advice around that. I would say the most important thing to do is to get the support around you. Don't assume that you know all the answers. It's really important to have mentors, a sponsor, and also people that you can rely on that are outside the business, that you can go and talk in a safe environment to about some of the issues you might face. That way you get up to speed much more quickly. I think the really important thing is to understand who you are. So you need to have purpose, you need to know what type of leader you want to be, and then you need to work with business psychologists or whoever you should to understand better how you portray yourself to people and how they respond to it. So there are only three things that you can affect: what people think, what they feel, and what they do. And you need help in understanding who you are in order to be able to project that. I think the most important thing to recognise is the type of DNA that works in your organisation. For me, in my organisations, I like to have smart people who are fast-paced and very proactive. How do I find out somebody in an interview situation? Well, your gut feeling tells you something, but the reality is that it's all based on behaviours. So we use business psychologists to help us understand what those behaviours are. I think overall it's the ability to be able to listen, but more importantly to hear what people are saying to you. Why is that important? Because I've found over 40 years in a career that actually people have the answers. They're able to articulate them, and if they have the time, then they become more creative. And as a leader, you can take all of that experience and knowledge and help people make key decisions. I think it's really important to have a mentor, and it doesn't matter how long you've been in leadership or in business, you can always learn, and that's by being self-reflective. So it's really important, I think, that I have honesty in a mentor, someone who is prepared to reflect back what I'm saying and make me think about what I'm doing. So mentoring to me is a key to successful business leadership. I think, again, it's important to listen to people around you, take sound bites, work with mentors, sponsors, and also coaches to see how you can get the best out of everyone. I think the other thing is really important to be well read, and so that you have an opinion that's a balanced opinion that you can discuss with people.